In section 3, we're going to take you through a simple interest installment loan. This is a loan where you're going to pay back a certain amount every month to the bank or whoever you borrowed the money from. Now, to do this, we're going to use a chart in the back of the book. The chart is on page 799, so let me flip back here and show you what it's going to look like. And we're going to use the chart down here on the bottom. This chart is going to be the monthly payment you're going to make on a loan for $100. Now, obviously, most of your loans you're going to get are going to be higher than $100, but this would be the loan you would pay on a $100 loan. And they're going to give you an interest rate across the top. They're going to give you a number of months it takes you to pay back the loan down the left-hand side. And what we're going to do is match those up. So you can see there's some things written in here. Like, let's say the loan was for 12% and 18 months. When I come across from 18 months to 12%, I get 6.10. That represents $6.10. So for every $100 I would borrow on the loan, I'm going to pay back $6.10. So let's show you an example of how this works. And I got to keep my finger in there so we can go back to that. Now I'm going to show you an example that has a down payment in it, because you will see some down payments on these. So we've got the Fernandez. They're going to buy a refrigerator. Installment loan is going to be interest rate of 12%. The refrigerator sells for $1399.99. The store requires a 10% down payment, and then after that you're going to make 12 monthly payments back to the store to pay off the refrigerator. They want us to figure out the finance charge. Finance charge is the amount of money you're going to pay in interest. So as you're paying back this loan, you're going to end up paying back more than $1399.99. And the amount you go above that $1399.99 is considered the finance charge. That would be the amount you paid in interest. So let's break it down how it works. They got 4 steps for you, really pretty simple. We're going to start by figuring out how much we're going to borrow. The amount financed is another way of saying how much we're going to borrow. So we'll start with the selling price of the refrigerator, the $1399.99. Then we're going to subtract our down payment. They said our down payment was going to be 10%. So we have to take 10%, which is 0.10, times the $1399. When you multiply those together, you get $140. So your down payment's going to be $140. You're going to pay that up front, and then the rest of the money you're going to borrow from the place where you're buying the refrigerator. So if we subtract the $1399.99 minus the $140, we're at $1,259.99. This is the amount of money we will still have to pay in order to get that refrigerator. So now we're going to go down to, this is the amount we're going to have to borrow. We're going to go to that installment loan chart we have in the back of the book. It's on page 799. And what we're going to do is use our percentage and the number of months. So our APR, our interest rate, is 12%, and we're going to pay it off in 12 months. So I'm going to go back to the chart and do 12% for 12 months. Here's my 12%. If I come down to 12 months, that's going to be $8.88 for every $100 I borrow. So I want to remember that $8.88, and then that's going to be for a $100 loan. My loan is for bigger than $100, so I'm going to have to do a little adjusting here. So in step 2, we're going to take the amount of our loan, the amount that we need to borrow, and we're going to divide it by 100 because the chart in the back of the book is for a $100 loan. So when we divide that out, it's going to tell us how many of those hundreds of dollars we're borrowing. Okay, when you divide that out, $1259.99 divided by 100 is going to move your decimal 2 to the left, which is 12.5999. That means you have 12.5999 of those $8.88 payments you're going to have to make. So we divide the amount of our loan by 100, multiply it by the number in the back of the book. That's going to come out to a number where we're going to round to the nearest cent. You get 111.887. We're going to round that up to $111.89. That's going to be your monthly payment. So there's step 2. You go to the back of the book, get your number off the chart, divide the amount you're going to borrow by 100 because the chart was for a $100 loan. When you multiply those together, that's going to give you your monthly payment. Now, step 3, this is our monthly payment. We're going to pay that for 12 months. So the company's going to make us do 12 monthly payments. So I'm going to take my monthly payment here, $111.89, multiply it by the 12 payments I have to make. That comes out to $1342.68. All right, so now Over the course of 12 months, I pay back the company $1342.68. I originally borrowed $1259.99. So I paid back more than I borrowed. That's going to show me I paid back interest to the company. I paid more back than what I borrowed. And the difference between those two is going to be what we call the finance charge. Finance charge is the amount of money that you paid in interest. So we take the amount we paid back over those 12 months, subtract the original amount that we borrowed from them. That comes out to $82.69. We paid back $82.69 more than what we borrowed from them. That becomes the interest. Finance charge is another word for interest. So in this refrigerator, you would have paid $82.69 in interest to the company where you bought the fridge.